Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Okay, we're going to do a side-by-side comparison of Stone Age the original and Stone Age the Anniversary Edition. First thing you can see is the summer versus the winter motif. Male versus female, no big deal. This has a little limited edition. Rio Grande Z-Man. Now these boxes, I think, are exactly the same. They look exactly the same to me in size. Let's put it that way. And then on the back, I've always thought the back of this box was really good. It kind of gives you a feel of the game. Here they're going to point out what's new in it. So you're going to have a couple mini expansions and the summer and the winter stuff here. So let's put this back over and see what the differences are. As you open up each one, the Stone Age box doesn't feel like it's that great of quality. They feel about the same. I would be surprised if they weren't the same quality. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push all this stuff aside, and we're going to look at each component side by side. So here are the player boards side by side. I'm always going to have the Anniversary Edition on top, and on the bottom we'll have the Original Edition. These look very similar. I don't see any differences. If there is, it is lost on me. The main difference here is going to be when you flip them over. The original side will be blank, and on this side you're going to have the winter motif. I don't really see any differences between it. It might just be thematic on this side. So that's going to be the main difference with the player board. So here's the board for the original game. On the back side, you're just going to have artwork, nothing there. That's kind of what you're going to see. Very good sized board. Now, in the new version, you're going to have this board that will also have the original game board on top of it, and they tend to be the exact same size, as you can tell. Now, at a cursory glance, I don't see any huge differences between the two, but when you flip this over, you are going to have the winter side to the board. You can see that it does have different artwork on their side. Very beautiful artwork, if I might add. But you can kind of see what's going on here, the differences in the two. So this is going to have a double-sided board, where the original version is only going to have one side. Here's the original player aid that you're going to have. Over here is going to be the Anniversary Edition. So you can see that both are laid out very similarly here. And you flip them over, they're both one side. This one has some tactical notes. This has some additional information on it. Both work very good. I might be a little partial to the first one just because I've used it more, but this one definitely tells you how to use it also. Both are just on kind of cheap paper. Here are the rule books. You can see they're very similar, just different artwork on the front. When you open it up, you're going to get a picture of setup in both, which is very, very handy. And then you're going to start getting into the game here. You're going to have the Anniversary Edition on top. You can see the game rounds, and they kind of break that down for you. Then you're going to have some additional actions that you'll be able to take during the game. Lots of pictures in both, lots of examples in both. Now, the Anniversary Edition is a little bit longer. You can see we're already out of pages here. It's going to have some additional content. I think they've had years to update this and make sure it's more clear. So this is probably the better book up here. In addition, you're going to have some new variants, 2 and 3 players, some strategy tips, how to play the Harsh Winter, the Wild Animals expansion that'll be in the game, and the mini expansion for the Igloo. So this stuff is going to have more in it right off the bat. But both rulebooks are very good. I like the new one better. So here's a different kind of money or food that you'll have in the game. This is the original game right here. They're just circles, but different size circles. And this one you have different shapes. So this is more of like a bearskin shape. This would be more of like an arrowhead for this. But pretty much exactly the same artwork that's used on it, just different shapes. So this is the original, and this is the Anniversary Edition over here. The tools are exactly the same in both sets. I didn't notice a difference in thickness at all. They're just little squares with the tools on them. Exactly the same. Here the difference in buildings, not a whole lot. You're going to have the winter and the summer side on the Anniversary Edition, where on this side it's blank because there's no winter in this one. They seem to be just exactly the same shape. I don't think they were printed any differently, just double-sided so you have the winter and the summer on them. The only difference is that I can tell. So here are what the Meeples look like in the original version, which are really cool. They kind of look like cavemen just a little bit, if you can see those. They have a little bit different shape than a normal Meeple. The new version, everything's going to be silk screened. You're going to have female and male Meeples. You can kind of see them here. They're going to have actual people presented on them. So big difference. And these are a huge upgrade to me. I know some people may not care about this sort of thing, but I really like these upgraded ones. And it should be noted that each color has a different shape also. So the blue and the red not only do they have female and males on them, but they have different shapes also. This one's holding like a hatchet, and this one is holding like a bow and arrow. So very good attention to detail. And these are a substantial upgrade if you ask me. The cups are almost exactly the same. The cup over here, this is the Anniversary Edition. It's a little bit better quality, I don't know, but this one's been around quite a while. This is the one with the funky smell from the original edition that everybody liked. So it's kind of a difference. You know, I would probably say this one's a hair smaller that came with the original game. The Anniversary Edition's a little bit bigger. This is kind of a legendary cup. It still stinks to this day. I've had this game forever. You can kind of see the size difference. Maybe they're exactly the same. This one feels a little bit smaller with the original edition. All of the cards you get in the game, this is the original edition, this is the Anniversary Edition. They seem to be very similar, printed on the same stock, if you ask me. This one does have some additional cards because there's expansions that are in here, the wild animal cards. But otherwise, the cards kind of feel the same, and they also have the same backs on them too. Yeah, so original and new edition. As for the wooden bits, I have some of the expansion in here, but for the wooden bits, they all feel exactly the same. I don't see a noticeable change or difference in these. As for the dice, they seem to be exactly the same. I don't notice any difference either. They seem to be very, very similar. Here are the two Stone Age editions. This is the original, and this is the new Anniversary Edition. If I were going to choose between the two, I would definitely choose the Anniversary Edition because it comes with more expansions and additional content, where this one does not. This one has the Igloo expansions, as you can see on the back here. You're going to have the Igloos and the Wild Animal expansions, and the double side where you can play the Harsh Winter variant. So there's more stuff in this box. In addition, I like the silk-screened Meeple. Those are an upgrade to me. Everything else kind of felt like the same other than those upgrades. So the expansions, the double-sided with the variant with the Harsh Winter, and the silk screen. Everything else kind of seemed the same. If you're on a budget and you just want regular Stone Age, and this would be the way to go, I'm sure this game will be cheaper than this one. So budgeters, I would say go this one if you want just the base game and you're not going to utilize any of the extra stuff. If you do want the extra stuff and the silkscreen people, etc., then this is the edition you're going to have to get. As for me, I like this edition better. This is one of my most favorite family games, one of the most classic games to me, and one I think every gamer should own. And I think this Anniversary Edition is nice. I do wish I would have had a collector's edition. I would have much rather preferred a collector's edition rather than an Anniversary Edition. There are still information that's left out from the expansion that came to Stone Age. You can get the expansion and use it with this. There's no problem because a lot of the components are exactly the same. They kept the back of the cards the same, which was great. They upgraded a few things and added some expansions in and that double-sided board. Otherwise, they are very similar. I wouldn't overpay for this just for the couple of the extra expansions that come with it. Although, if budget isn't concerned, this is definitely the way to go. 2 thumbs up. One of the best games you'll ever play, and one I highly recommend. Thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate you tuning in. If you liked it, please like it and hit that little subscribe button. That really helps out the channel, lets us know that you're getting the videos that you want. If you agreed or disagree with what I said, feel free to comment below. I'd love to hear what you have to say, and I promise that I will comment back. Thanks for watching, and everybody else, keep playing.